Welcome to NDS online WHS training tutorials. During this tutorial, you will learn the 6 basic steps in reaching compliance using the NDS online WHS system. By using the system following these 6 simple steps, you will be utilizing the system to its full potential and help you meet WHS obligations. Step 1 is the starter kit. When your system is first registered, the initial process to undertake is the starter kit. The starter kit has been designed to get the basic information into the system to lay the foundations of your WHS obligations. The starter kit follows a simple 8-step process. For more information on how to undertake the starter kit, please watch the tutorial on the starter kit. In this process, activities, equipment, chemicals and employees are related to a site. The main reason why you undertake this process and relate everything to a site is so the end user can select the site button on the top toolbar to obtain or log anything relating to their site. Once the starter kit has been completed, your system is operational. But there are things that still need to be undertaken before you can say you are compliant. Step 2 is identifying hazards. Legislation states that a person in control of a premises must identify, assess, control and review hazards. The first place you should look for these hazards is the activities, plant equipment and chemicals you entered in the system during the starter kit process. You may have already undertaken this process without knowing it, or completed it but haven't recorded your efforts. This is just one aspect of your online WHS system. It keeps records of your efforts in compliance. So start with the hazards you have already identified and related to the activities and equipment. The hazard register can be found in the risk management section. The register uses the red, orange, green process. Red means a hazard has been logged, orange means that it's been assessed, and green means a control measure has been developed. The hazard logged will also turn back to red when the review date has been reached. You can also set alerts when the review date is reached, or even set an alert when a hazard is initially logged at any site. Step 3 is developing procedures. Some activities, plant equipment and chemicals entered during the starter kit process will need safe work procedures developed for them. A good way to identify what items need a safe work procedure developed is to look at the activities, plant equipment and chemicals you identified in Step 2 that have hazards relating to them. These items identified that have hazards relating to them will need a procedure so that employees undertake them safely. Safe work methods can be found in the risk management section. This register is a duplicate register of the activity register. In this register, you can also upload current safe work procedures that you've already developed straight into the system, or you can select the View Safe Work Method icon and develop your own. To learn more on how to use this section, see the tutorial on how to build a safe work procedure. You will also need to develop emergency procedures for each one of your sites. Emergency procedures would be developed for fire as well as other emergency scenarios you may identify. This leads us to Step 4, checklists. So we have entered our data in the system via the starter kit. We have identified the hazards relating to them, then developed procedures to undertake them safely. The next step is develop checklists. By developing checklists, we can ensure that the hazards we have identified and the safe work procedures and control measures we have implemented are being undertaken correctly. A variety of checklists can be developed. You should be developing checklists for the control measures you have implemented, the activities and plant and equipment safe work procedures you have developed, the general operation safety issues like a walkthrough identification audit. Checklists are a great way to show a history of compliance. You can develop the checklist in the system and turn the checklist into a PDF document and print it out for your employees to undertake. Making sure to input the completed checklist into the system as the system creates a log. For more information on how to develop a checklist, watch the tutorial on how to create a checklist. The next step is to develop policies. The definition of a policy is typically described as a principle or rule to guide decisions and achieve rational outcomes. A policy regulates, directs, and controls actions and conducts relating to items that we have identified and developed in the previous steps. The policy register can be found in the Policy and Planning icon. You can either upload an existing policy into the system or develop a new one using the Policy Builder. Policies developed in this section can be transformed into a PDF document complete with your company logo at the top. Watch the tutorial on how to develop a policy for more details. The last step is inductions. You can have the best procedures and policies in place, but if the employee is not inducted into them, they are wasted. In the system, you have an e-learning module where you can develop inductions for employees and even develop a quiz for them to undertake. The system will also maintain records of all employee inductions. So in summary, let's use an example of a company with a forklift. In step 1, we would have identified the plant and equipment was a forklift and the activity was use of forklift. In step 2, we would have identified one of the hazards relating to the forklift as collision with pedestrians. We would have also developed control measures of designated walkways, signage warning employees, flashing lights when forklift was in use, and employees to wear high visibility vests when in the warehouse. In step 3, we would have developed safe work procedures for the forklift, as well as emergency procedures if a collision was to happen. In step 4, we would have built a checklist to ensure that these control measures were still in place and being followed by the employees. We would have also developed checklists relating to the use of the forklift. In step 5, we would have built a policy relating to forklift safety. And in step 6, we would build an induction into forklift safety and the control measures that we implemented. You can see how it all flows together. Now all you need to do is start this process yourself.